Hello, everybody. This is a re-upload of this drama video with the same people involved. I got claimed by one of them, so I'm just going to blur names and faces, and we're going to just change names as well. Let's still, going into 2026, let's hold shitty people accountable. So just remember, if you are a victim, don't stop fighting. You're going to win eventually. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Pain that it should have given me. And when I say that, I mean in the way that I trusted in people and I got severely burned by it. Um, I was part of a community under a streamer named Wave6. Wave6, we met through a little game called Bap Bap. Rest in peace. That game was goated, and we sort of ran into each other in the game and would slowly interact and just here and there. And I would meet some of his viewers, and I'll be honest, his viewers were pretty chill at first. I didn't mind them. They were pretty cool. um and here and there we would interact with each other, and we started really interacting with each other when Supervive came out on a public beta or public playtest, and we just decided to stream together. And he was so gracious enough to let me on his stream, and there was the infamous clip that Bat people got a hold of, and then I got into more drama. But honestly, it's not that bad of a clip. I didn't say anything crazy. I molded about the high elo players and stuff like that. Um, but either way, for better or worse, that clip was pretty funny, infamous, and got a notoriety to me. But either way, him and I would go on to play games together like Dale and Dawson, Lethal Company, a couple of horror games that are pretty much forgettable, honestly. But it was always fun, and I would meet other streamers such as Zachary, and that's about it. I didn't meet any of the other streamer friends that he had, and personally, I don't want to. I have a weird viewpoint on it. I never really liked being forceful, like a sign. You know those like sign flippers on the edge of like corners of streets that like advertise a building. Recently, about a couple of months ago, was invited by one of his viewers. This viewer's name is longtime VIPs. Really sweet guy, really nice guy, big movie guy. He's actually an actor. Cool guy. He invited me in June. I believe it was like in June 19th, to go to Toronto for like a little get together, and it involved me, person one, person two, person three, person four, person five, person six, person seven, person eight, person nine, person 10, person 11. A handful of people right there, going to Toronto, having like a little bit of a meetup and everything. Now, I was already hesitant regardless to join on this trip, partly because in May, I finally got a new job. I lost my job and on Valentine's Day, coincidentally, because we went out of business, and I was jobless for about 3 months, and I had no money, so I really was keen on continuing this job. I was a temp regardless, so I don't get any vacation time yet. I still am a temp at that place, but eventually I'm going to get hired on. And I don't have a passport. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, man. I lag so hard. I got my like real ID because I live in California, like that month. So me getting a passport is kind of far-fetched, honestly. So I was a little hesitant regardless, and I am going to speak freely a little bit here. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure most of the people that he invited live in the US. So we provided a lovely area, or his house is very spacious and can accommodate that amount of people. So I'm never going to harsh on him for making it. This guy went out of his way to invite everybody. So that was really nice of him. I also felt there was a lot of tension in the between me and a specific person. His name is Scoozy. And this is the main meat and potatoes of the said drama. And we're going to really get into that. So I don't know. Susie and my relationship is, I would say, we were good friends. We would play Fortnite together. We watched movies. I think we watched a handful of movies. I think we watched No Country for Old Men, which is a goated movie, and just talked a little after like stream or just chilling in a call with each other. And yeah, the vibe was there. He was a pretty chill guy, really nice. And I don't know, he just stopped showing up to stream. And I'm going to be honest, I can read a room. I knew there was something that I did, or just maybe something that I wasn't aware of, and maybe I was oblivious. And um anyways, I was talking about a certain situation where I kind of just said like a harsh statement, not towards him, but towards like a equally disliked individual on the platform, just because they used Wazix for like clout and stuff like that before, or just using it as an incentive to get more money. So, whatever. It's like whatever. But I thought he took it to him. Like the way I worded it was terrible, and I apologized. And I, was mentioning this to like, I feel like I'm just going to upset people if I go to this trip. I felt like something was really off with it. And I already backed out of the trip, and, I just wanted to save face. I didn't want to, just in case there was something going on, I didn't want to, piss off people or anything. So like I said, I know I'm repeating, I quit. Like I canceled the trip. I tell him on, he tells me just in case if I do change my mind that, let him know. So July 13th, right before stream, I actually say, yo, Andre, I got to really focus on this job. This job eventually is going to make a career out of, I'm going to make a career out of it, and I'm not going to be able to make it. And at the time, to be truthful, my family was going through a kind of a hectic situation. My grandmother was in and out of the hospital, so I don't want to leave and then not be able to, if knock on wood and God forbid that something bad happens like that. I didn't want to do that. And so I once again said, canceled. And then it just went, in the best words I can say, went in flames. So there is a Discord bot called, I believe it's called Mude, the Mude bot, where you can grab like characters like from anime, TV shows, non-fictional or fictional characters and stuff like that. You can get like, I don't know, Oppenheimer from the movie Oppenheimer or something like that. And I saw a character, and I'm not kidding, and this is the reason why this is the thumbnail of the video, Wendy Koopa. And I absentmindedly grabbed it, and I, didn't think anything of it. So Reveal, Wazix's girlfriend, apparently got really mad at that. So much so that she came to my chat while I was testing out my new VTuber. So my PNG VTuber. Thankfully, I didn't have my face cam on because I remember this absolutely perfect. I was red. I was embarrassed. I was like, you know what? Like, whatever. I thought she was joking with me. The first few messages are like, I thought this was just a joke, you know? And then, of course, Groob is like, joking too. We don't think it's crazy. And I genuinely asked, are you seriously mad about this? And then it just gets even harsher. And it's pretty obvious that she's pissed off about it. I have this thing called speech chat, which what it does is when you're streaming, it'll show when people join your streams and leave your streams. So it's really good to just like gauge like who's here and who's not, because it takes forever for like the viewer list to update in just regular Twitch. Scoozy had to mute for privacy reasons that joined my stream when this happened. So I was like a little thankful that like all these people joined, because I'm like, okay, what I did was like a goof. That this wasn't that deep. It wasn't something too crazy of a thing to do. And I'm literally getting my head ripped off for it. It doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, I give her the character, and luckily, Groob, which was in the screenshot there, was defending me. He went in the chat, went into the bot chat, and we found out that I saw like Reveal playing Valorant and saying like I had a shit day today or something. So I guess she lost all of her Valorant games. I could just be like completely like wrong, maybe a family member passed away, or maybe like, an animal was had to be, put down. I know that's tragedy, a time or 20, but there's absolutely no reason to baby rage this hard on somebody that has no idea what's going on. I don't care what happened, right? If like you DM'd me like, hey, I'm having a really bad day and I didn't mean to snap on you. You let all the fallout happen in front of everybody. You made this a scene, and now I'm in trouble for it. I think that's bullshit. And so you know what? I told Groob on stream, thankfully, like I said, my camera wasn't on. So I left the server. And here is the moral question that I give you from the beginning of this video. I want you guys to tell me who is in the wrong. So what I did was I screenshotted it. I sent it to the guy that is planning the trip. Another reason why I'm not coming, because previously I talked about how I feel that not very many people would be happy with me going on the trip, or some people are upset with me. I reconfirmed what I already knew, and I showed the owner of the server, Wavesix, the same drama that happened in his own server, to where he can go to the bot channel and look at it. That's what I did. I didn't do anything else at all. So after that, I am, I'm done. And coincidentally, I also told Reveal that I was not going to the trip. And after that little interaction, they deleted that message, which I have the plugin that shows when people delete messages or edit them. So she wasn't even genuine, and when she said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you couldn't come. That's sad." So, that just shows me another layer to it, that like this person didn't really care. I go on TikTok and I see Scoozy, the guy that I usually send TikToks to. His name is now blank. So let me put this into perspective before we go ahead and with this conversation, with what I'm about to tell you. He unfollowed me on Twitch. He deleted me off Steam. He deleted me off Discord. And he blocked me on TikTok, left my server. And it's insane. Like, he did all of this before talking to me. So in that way, he is adding himself into this drama. And the next part of me dragging people into it, honestly, I sent him a message. I didn't even bother with it, like I said, yeah, we're good. Like, I thought we were all good. And then you know what? I say, for what it's worth, told me to not reach out, told me to not reach out to apologize to Groove for saying that. Whatever. I will choose not to interact with you people anymore. Wish you take care. Thank you for your guys' support. All love. And you didn't need to apologize for what Groove said. I just don't appreciate the way you created drama about a nothing situation. I created drama about a nothing situation over a Discord bot character, by the way. Wendy Koopa, guys. Wendy Koopa. DMing several other people. It was two people being the owner of the server and the guy that was planning the trip. Issue between you and another person instead of talking to them directly isn't cool. Same, likewise with that situation. There was also the fact that she took it to two different platforms just to tell me that she's pissed off about me doing that. Okay, so we already lost. We lost that one. I was ready for people to be like, all right, guys, let's break this up. This isn't this big of a deal. And it is a nothing situation. It's the biggest nothing burger ever. Which she responds to me with, I will speak for myself and Sky then, which honestly, Sky getting this involved in a situation between me and you is pretty shitty. He involved himself because that's the kind of guy that he is. He loves drama and he loves also disliking people. He likes mob mentality. He is one of those guys. He is told me like all the reasons why we should shit on Evan Loser Pro or Precious Little Angel. He does that shit all the time. He loves this. He eats this up. He has supported you for months and sending that and just blocking him out of nowhere, which is honestly really pussy thing to do. He blocked me on TikTok and unadded me on 5 different platforms. What do you mean that I just block him? Bro didn't even want to talk to me. He just wanted to silently remove me. He literally did nothing. He didn't do anything wrong. But go ahead and side with Groob. Well, of course I'm going to side with Groob. He's the only person that defended me, who also got too involved in his situation. It happened in front of him. He wasn't even a part of. Yeah, and nobody I came to you and I apologized for my own actions, which I do know was very uncalled for and a shitty thing to do as a friend. We're not friends if you crash out over a Valorant loss streak and a Discord bot. We're not friends. You're looking for anything to be mean to me. I still remember, a side note, when we played Repo, she also came into my chat as well. And she killed me, and she was laughing about it and saying it was deserved. So as soon as I respawned again, I killed her, And then she wished that I stayed ill when I had the flu when I was on stream because he asked if I could join so that way we have more people. And instead of sleeping and being actually responsible for my health, I was like, you know what? I'm going to show up for him because if I was in the same situation, he'd probably show up for me. So there's also that, so this track record is not really that good. However, going out of your way to DM and involve before even talking to me, when again, neither of them had anything to do with it, was just spreading problems and drama. Once again, they both can see you causing drama, and it's the trip guy, the trip planner, and the owner of your server and your boyfriend. Yeah, listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. If I offended my friend's girlfriend, I would tell him, because I'm not only disrespecting her, I'm disrespecting him because they are a partnered system. That's how couples work. You're a team. So I hurt that person, I am also hurting my friend. That's the simple logic to it. And that's how you should appreciate or approach any situation. You're like, your friend has a better half, and you should respect both of them, and you should also call out when one of them is wrong. It's only fair. It is the most fair thing that you can do as a upstanding citizen. Anyways, I don't care if you, like, neither of them have anything to do with, sorry, I'm reading it as well, spreading problems and drama. To be honest, I don't care if you, Groob, Posy, everyone else want nothing to do with me, because that's the consequence of my own action. So now you're bringing Posy into this, which I don't know why. Yeah, no, I didn't bring up Posy at all. So you just, so in by yelling at me that I brought up people, you also brought up people in the same paragraph that you sent me. So anyways, I say, I mean, no pushback. You joined my stream when you flipped out on me, then made fun of Group defending me. I don't get someone to stick up for me. Susie's giving me the feeling that he genuinely doesn't fuck with me anymore. I apologized one day and he didn't even say a single word about it, so I'm not bothering him. That's completely fine. But also having Ray book, they're just now in the crossfire. This is your guys' community. I'm just a streamer that really likes another streamer and wants to do something with them and hang out. I don't have malice towards anyone. Scoozy left, deleted me. Where was his conversation to me? He just left without a word. They joined the stream because they were in the channel watching it happen. No one told them to go watch your stream. Actually, that's a correction, because later we'll get the actual story from Scoozy here. And Group sending an ableist gif, which was the gif of the kid reacting to the light on the colored cubes. Like, that's not really an ableist gif. I don't really, like, I don't know what that angle is where we're automatically calling Groob ableist. I don't know. It's just like some sort of weak jab to like make him look bad, I guess. And I at least wished him well. Sky said two things to Groob. Groob is not someone I control either. He saw a situation and was thought it was messed up. That was his free will. I don't condone it either. I didn't say, yo, cool, bro, we showed them. I said that wasn't a good idea. I don't want bad blood with them. And I am accountable for things around me, but I saw Groob as also friends with Scoozy and you guys. So anyways, like, we're going to skip this a little bit. Basically, before Groob blocked Scoozy, he called him an incel. If he wants to call Sky an incel, he can call the same thing because he defended me too. Okay, Trevor didn't do anything at all. Also, Wavesix, just for anybody that's like not following here. Wavesix did absolutely nothing. He wasn't involved at all. He even told me himself that I'm just going to stay out of it because I don't know the context of it. I'm going to play the hypocrisy card. The fact that like Groob called him an incel was actually valid, because before him and Lilac were dating, Scoozy also liked her too. And she obviously was more interested in Groob because they were talking a little bit longer. And Lilac was also expecting a child. I believe she was 8 months pregnant at the time. So she had a kid on the way and she didn't have a father to help raise him. And Groob was the man that stepped up, And Scoozy's just sitting there telling Groob, like, with what money, bro? You don't make enough money to support a kid. You don't got money like I do. Like, where's your job? You're a broke bro. Like, shit like that, dude. Just like belittling him for stepping up and taking on a challenge that a lot of men would not even bother doing. And I think it's like so funny that like he also talks about like the shit that group does when Scoozy on multiple occasions would tell us about how fucked up he is on by drinking multiple times. And it was also just really weird when he asked like Kimchi, which is a minor, like how much he should drink, what he should drink and stuff. Like, I get what he's doing. He's just socializing, but in reality it looks just kind of weird. And also there's this screenshot of when they all went to a concert in I think Chicago. They actually all stopped by Group's house, and Group was like, "Yo, does Scoozy want to smoke before the concert?" And just says, "I don't think he will. He'll try any drugs though. I don't know what you got." So like, this guy is definitely worth the makings of a potential father. And this guy's like 26, by the way. He's the same age as me. 26, and he's like blowing this out of proportion, making it about himself to just go out of his way. So this guy he's not a good person. I remember there was like a DM that he sent me way back when we first met. People will get to know me and then not like me. It's very obvious why people don't like you, dude. You're a piece of shit half the time. And the fact that like you flex like you have money on people, like there was a picture way back in like the other server. I don't think I can find it. I'm not joining that server again, but he posted a picture of him holding like 15 grand sitting on his desk while he's watching Northern Lion. And then he's like, nobody said a single word, not even like a Discord bot. And he has to mention that he has 15 grand like sitting on his table. I'm going to be muting this part of the audio just so that way we don't have to go over and over about who and who and who and who. The screenshot is on the screen, and I'm sitting re-editing all of this, and it's a tedious process, but this is something that really needs to be said and talked about. All of this is just uncalled for, and the fact that this video got removed in the first place just shows exactly who did it. And I'm going to hold these people accountable still. There's no reason not to. And if you're in a situation like this where you're just feeling like you're targeted or being outcast, I would say leave, maybe you don't have to do a video like this or, go up in arms, but definitely stand up for yourself and remove yourself from these types of people. These people are self-centered and just overall miserable people to interact with. And it really sucks too, because a lot of people in this community are really good people. A lot of them are. And it's kind of hard to try to convince all of them that you're right and they're wrong. And it's like, you're an outsider looking in. And it's just a hard thing to do, really. It really is. It's a hard thing. And I apologize for all the dips in audio, but I'm trying to salvage this video as best as I can to where it is legible, the context isn't ruined, and yeah, I'm very sorry that I had to do a very heavily censored version of this video, but the truth needs to get out there, and I'm not going to stop. This video is going to keep coming on YouTube. I don't care if I get a strike after strike. I will adjust this video, and I will even get into contact with YouTube to what I need to do in order to tell my story. So if you're still here, thank you so much for still watching. That's about it. So, a couple hours go by, truthfully. I was at work at the time, and so I couldn't really get to this message. So I had to wait a couple of minutes just to get there. So Trevor wasn't in chat when that happened. He was on Rust, so that's a little odd to add that. That's not true. I have the recollection, and you are a alcoholic that is not a great narrator. So let's not try to gaslight me into thinking that I was wrong. Rich and I were in call together, and we were only ones in call. Everyone opened your stream because they were curious to what your reaction would be. While your reaction was to belittle it, saying something like, "Are you seriously mad about this?" Which, coming from you who crashes out at the smallest things, is ironic. I'm going to tell you something right here, right now, Scoozy. It's something called being a streamer and overreacting to get clips and just to increase the vibe of the stream. I challenge you to tell me that, and watch any React streamer and tell me that they're being genuine about how hyped they are. It is just a vibe, bro. And honestly, there is no crashing out. It's like the same trademark is yelling about a game of playing like League and Deadlock, bro. It's not crashing out over small things. Let's not paint it to where like I have anger issues and I'm sitting there like hitting shit, breaking shit on my desk, and I'm like getting really mad. I didn't respond to your apology because it wasn't needed. I got the context of who it was about. I just don't care about the cam drama. That's absolutely bullshit because you bring it up all the time when we were in calls, and that's just a hawk of shit. He was already having a shitty day, and you just happen to be the final cherry. That's not my fault, okay? If you're gonna, if the straw that breaks the camel's back is somebody taking Wendy Koopa from you on a Discord chat bot, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Truthfully, I'm sorry. Group shouldn't be involved at all. He wasn't even in your chat or bot commands when it happened. That's absolutely bullshit because he is in the screenshot. So this guy just got shot down again when it happened. But that makes it clear you DM'd more people than you were saying you did. That is absolute hawk of shit. He was right there in bot commands and in the Discord or in the Twitch chat when it happened. So this other reason is a load of bullshit that you just thought you would come up with and think that like I would fall for it. Anyways, the only things I did in the whole situation was respond to Groove with a cat gif and make fun of him for sending an ableist gif. This is not an ableist gif. It's a literal TikTok meme, bro. We couldn't have talked this out because you DM'd multiple different people instead of talking to the person the issue started with. You artificially started this drama about doing that shit. You know what? Honestly, bro, it's been a couple of months and I'm starting to get mad again. Like reading this back to in my head, it does not make any sense at all. First off, let's reiterate one more time. This is over Wendy Koopa from the Mude Discord bot. This is the whole thing. This is the start to finish. You know what? I'm going to call this right now. I promise you, it was how can we make it justified to get rid of this guy? That's the angle that we went with, in my opinion. Because this is like the stupidest thing ever. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Scoozy, you have been a shithead to me multiple times, bro. Do you remember the stream where I played Rush Hour, the little like brain game that like you play with that kids play? And I was like, I bet I could beat every level in 2 hours. Do you remember that? Do you remember that situation where you came in with Rach and you typed, I remember this message every single day. Are you trying to do it in the most moves possible? Brother, I'm an engineer. This is the easiest thing I've ever seen. And then your girlfriend chimes in, Yarg, this is so hard to watch. This is so easy to do. And then you left. So we're going to make fun of like people with like mental disabilities, but we're also going to shit on people that you deem that are stupider than you. Like do you know how many times you have mentioned you're an engineer to anybody and everybody that ever has ears? You've mentioned you're an engineer more times than I can count, bro. Get off this like bullshit high horse that like I start shit and I'm nothing but drama when you are every contradictory that you talk about, bro. Get out of here. You're so fake. You're so fake. And I respond, very few things that I am, that is a liar. I saw everyone's name in chat. I wouldn't throw him under the bus for my own benefit, which I'm talking about Trevor. Crashing about the littlest thing. I said, all right, I'll give you the character after this game. Then she flipped out further, which is true. In the stream, I was in the middle of a Fortnite match. I was playing solos, and I said, after this game, I will give you the character. And then she's like, I'll force it from you. Okay, like, are we this so all right, just keep going. I'm glad I didn't have cam on because I looked very embarrassed and confused over such a little thing. Just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you should crash out on the next person that has zero clue what's been going on. I told Andre because he organized the trip that I was invited to. I reassured my paranoia. I didn't start shit when Matt crashed out about it. I didn't go, ha 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 ha. I stole it or mocked her out of it. Intention wasn't to piss her off. I get that. I get pissed on stream, but you spent enough time with me off stream to see I don't go out of my way to piss people off, bro. My grand plan wasn't to tilt to crashing out and showing that I'm a victim. What she should have done, which we both agreed on, was DM each other privately, saying that you gotta, you know what, honestly, bro, I don't give a shit. It's her fault. It's 100% her fault. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sitting here like trying not to like laugh that like this is in any way my fault. This is a nothing burger, and this is 1,000% on these people. I am not taking guilt for this. I lied. I am a liar because I did not feel remorse when all this happened. I just wanted them to shut up. Honestly, bro, we're getting mad about this. Come on. Anyways, he yaps about like, yeah, she crashed out about a little thing, like how you crash about small things out of a little time, but you belittled it by saying, are you seriously mad? Like he reiterates the same thing that he already said, which he doesn't give any context on, like an example of me crashing out, or, you know, maybe like of when I did cross the line on stream or behind closed doors or something like that. So he doesn't do any of that, of course. So anyways, which we now knew you don't give a fuck about bot commands. But it's a funny little thing we care about. It's a funny little thing, but also we really care about it. A little mindless game to pass the time. Okay, Joker, calm down. Making things other people care about seem pointless isn't chill. Okay, so like it's a funny little thing, but you guys care immensely about it. Just this little silly thing that we really care about. It's like one of our favorite hobbies. You started shit by DMing other people, and now, like I said, it's the owner of the server and the guy that planned the trip. There is nobody else in this. There is no smoke and mirrors when I keep saying this. Involving people. It was only between you and, well, you're involving yourself as well. So, like, let's just get off this horse, bro. Didn't you say you had a grand plan to be a good guy or anything that I know? She reached out to you, apologized first. That's not true. It took her like 20 minutes to apologize, and I apologized on stream. She went on her little tirade before even apologizing to me. And anyways, after you had already DM'd other people, there is no other instance of you taking a character to piss people off because you only used bot commands when you were streaming, like you were trying to say, hey guys, I'm live, remember me? You said multiple things belittling it before she said she would force divorce it. So yes, you belittled it. Okay, I challenge anybody to stream, go to his Discord, and then look at my bot commands and see at what times I was redeeming them. Because I could have sworn that I redeemed them all throughout the times that I was at work. All the time while I was at work. But trust me, I will bet all of my money and the money I will make for the rest of my life on that. I know I did, because I did do that. So this little only using it when I'm streaming is a hawk of shit. Also, I will say this as well. There is a thing where if you link your Twitch account and you turn on streamer mode, your icon your status icon in your Discord turns purple, and it says like you're streaming and stuff like that, and it shows you like your Twitch and stuff like that. But buddy, I got banned for 1 day for invoking trauma, and I have this screenshot of me getting banned on Twitch on May 4th, which deletes my channel out of the search bar on Twitch. It temporarily suspends it, so it's like my channel never exists. It broke my link, and for the next 7 months, I did not have that account linked to show that I had the purple icon when I was streaming. Okay? That's how it works. So this little idea that I self-promo and that I want to see, I type an engagement farm in Discord to try to get viewers. Let me tell you something, buddy. I would not try, if my grand goal was to get viewers, I wouldn't be toiling away in a Discord, okay? That's not what I'm doing, bro. I would be networking or doing other shit like that. Hell, I would be view botting if I really cared about viewers, bro. Like, let's be very honest. And I understand, like, you're very naive, or, you know, like uninformed because you don't stream because you care too much about numbers, which you have said that yourself, because you wouldn't be a good streamer because you would care about numbers the whole time. So, like, you know, you don't know anything about how this thing works or the mentality going into it because you're just a Twitch mod that either hits on the women in his Discord chat, Twitch chat, or girls on Roblox. All right, let's stay in our respective lanes. Okay, seriously, let's drop the bullshit on that. Stop acting like you know how like this grand scheme works, bro. You're a fucking hack if you think that anything you know is right. Anyways, you know, we keep going. You thinking that I only use it to remind people that I'm streaming is really something. When I'd be at work using the bot and grabbing characters for people or the ones that I wanted, that's a shallow stab Cole, which that's his real name. And the fact that you see it as a self-promo is actually hurtful, which I was pissed. I will be honest. I still remember the game. I was actually pissed off. I thought he was rage baiting me, which coincidentally, you have said that you just love rage baiting streamers. You just like pissing. You literally said you do not like do that. Like I remember every time we played Fortnite and us three would be like, yo, let's grind rank. And then you would come play because we needed a fourth. Like, great. You dropped ass every game, dude. And there was half the time you would just stand in a corner and start dancing. And it's like, you know what? I could have like gotten mad at you. I could have, but I was like, I don't want to flame him because he's my friend. And like, yo, W placements, I guess. Like, whatever, dude. Like, you're not a good person, bro. It's so obvious. Anyways, I tell him you know nothing about my character, which you don't. And that's the instance. This was one bad instance from both parties. She started, I escalated to my own motive. I will admit that. And I apologize. And I'll take that to my grave. I don't give a fuck, honestly, bro. I'm going to be real. I made it look like I really repeatedly said I reconfirmed my paranoia. Was it right? Absolutely not. I'm just saying this just that way. Hopefully that we can mend this. And like, I honestly, bro, if like truthfully, if it mended the bridge, I would take the fall. I would take all the blame of it just to keep the peace on these people. But I knew that wasn't going to happen. So it's like, whatever. And then, you know, well, you only started using the bot when we stopped showing up to your streams. So I don't know if the shoe fits. That's so fucking dumb. And this guy pisses me off. I know your character. You care more about being seen as a good person than actually being one. You've reinforced that time and time again. Reconfirm your paranoia is a silly excuse. And you've reconfirmed nothing of your, like, stabs that you have given me, bro. You have not given me any crucial evidence. See, like, he's just saying, like this is, like, Nostradamus level. Like, there's going to be a volcano that explodes. Oh, my God. 20 years later, a volcano exploded. Like, you give no anecdotal evidence on all this shit. Like, you clearly aren't like, you know, this has to be rage bait, and it's just so dumb. It's so stupid. sitting there and being like, how can I get viewers? I'm going to be Mr. Rogers to everybody I meet. And you only net like 4 viewers, bro. Like, what is this, dude? This isn't some grand heist to get like the like pull Ludwig's viewers or anything like that, or trying to be the next like wholesome chungus on the internet to like, oh dude, he's so wholesome, dude. He's like the new queso. Like, I'm not trying to grift viewers from just because I was nice. And I apologized even at the end of it, but I don't give a shit. It's like whatever. Like, this guy is such a he's just a dickhead, dude. Like, honestly. And I'm gonna like, the more I think about it, the more stuff that there is to it, and it's just so draining. And I kept this quiet for months because, I wanted to hope that we could all be friends again. But honestly, dude, like, I showed up so many times for these people, and clearly it's not going to get better. So it's like, you know what? Let's cut our losses. Let's shake hands and let's do all that stuff. I don't know, man. And if I could say anything to Trevor, which I think it's fucked up that you also removed Groob's VIP, you unadded him on Steam and Discord, like when you guys would run Rust and play with Posy and stuff like that. Like, like your friend here is like, it's just not cool, man. And like, I respect you, dude. Like, you have so much potential into being like next up, bro. Like, legitimately, bro. You have all the connections in the world, bro. You have Cheriums. You have, I believe there's like one of the fucking well-known Brawlhalla like guys or whatever is in your chat most of the time too. Like, you have this pool and like this magnetic feel to you, dude. You're a relatable guy. You're still young. I think you're like 24 or whatever, bro. No, you're 25, I believe. Like, dude, you have so much going for you. But like, bro, I'm gonna level with you right here, and this may be the last time that we ever talk. If you ever see this, bro, you you gotta let these types of people go, bro. I get that Scoozy bought you like a brand new PC and all the fucking RAM that you need and all that shit and like whatever. Like, I get it, bro. But realistically, dude, he's known you like, unless you guys are IRL friends and shit, a couple of months before you and I met. Like, are we that deep? You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It's I don't know, bro. You have so much going for you. You have people that'll edit for you. You have a TikTok presence. You have a presence on YouTube Shorts and YouTube content, bro. You have so many collaborators. You have Cheriums, like I said, bro. You have every tool at your disposal to be something. You do. You have every single person ready to like dap you up every chance you get, bro. Everybody wants to be around you. Okay? I swear, bro, like, no bullshit, bro. If you had the mentality that I had in 2025 of streaming every single day of the year and you fucking grinded like that and you made the content on it, bro, I guarantee you'd have double your viewers now. I guarantee it, bro. You have the means to be dedicated, but you're not, dude. Trust me, bro. If this is the last message I can get to you, bro, don't fucking blow it, bro. I don't care about this shit, dude. I care about like making content, and it's like I could justify myself for playing video games and I make like $100 a month from it. That's cool. That's all I care about it, bro. I'm not talented. I'm not funny. I'm not sincere to the point where it's like wholesome farming or, like, I'm not a clip farmer. I'm not anything like you. In a way, you're better than me. But as a person, bro, I'm sorry, but I beat you. I beat you. Cause you've told me, bro, like, you're like, I'm a piece of shit, bro. You are, man. Like, I thought I would have a little bit more like talk to your friends about it, but like, dude, you guys don't fuck with me. And that's the saddest part about it. I thought we were all friends. And I talked to my, a friend that is very well versed in psychology and has a degree for it. It was all in my head that I was this cool with you guys. It's all on me. So at the end of the day, it was all my fault because I thought more of it. And you know what, man? I owe it to myself to be reaping what I sowed, I guess. No bad blood, bro. Take care of yourself. Genuinely, take care of yourself. I would, if I had one more thing to say, I would say choose your friends carefully. Choose the people that rock with you, bro. I'm done. Goodbye.